Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn about the web resources, web content. I know we are all interested in the videos from the web servers, YouTube videos. That's what we are going to emulate on our apps. Actually, there are two ways that we could do. First thing that we will do is we're going to use WebKit. That is so-called the WebKit web view. Into that web view, we can render the web pages and also the video content. A little bit olden technologies, that is YouTube iOS player, helper library. That needs a little bit of work on our the MacBook terminals. That's what we're going to work on. First thing first, WK Web View. We need to first import WebKit, and then on the method view did low. There's a typo. View did low, and we need to put there the web view frame. There's a view.frame, and then we can add still in the view did load. Add a sub view, which is my web view UI. And then we need to define the URL to a specific the YouTube content. The address to any YouTube content starts with www.youtube.com/embed/. And each the YouTube video has a video ID. So we need to take that video ID only. So this whole thing will be the address, URL address to a specific YouTube videos. And then we can set up the URL request using this URL, and that request needs to be loaded on our UI. This is very simple, right? Using this WK Web View packages, there's a WebKit Web View packages. We can do a little bit in general context. Furthermore, for example, any URL, we can display that on our app. So what we'll do is we're going to start with this. This is a little bit simpler, right? And then we will switch over to render the YouTube video content. If you see here, this is a video load, and then we define the URL address, and then set up the variable for URL request, and that request needs to be loaded. This is the same as the previous, right? Here, for general, the web page, website, then we can make a superclass WK UI delegates on our view controller. So we'll see how we can do. That delegates is our UI. So UI delegates will be the self. And then finally, we'll do view is my UI. To get to these points, we need to first make an object of the configuration. So we do configure, and using that configuration, we can define an object of UK Web View. So this is UK Web View is nothing but our the UI. Okay, this simple code can do so much work that we can do for our the website access for the previous ones, the YouTube videos. Okay, so we will start with this, and then we'll do this web rendering of YouTube videos. For the YouTube video rendering, the other way that we could do is this iOS player help. This needs a little bit of work on your terminal. So you need to do sudo gem install Cocoa pods. Cocoa is application level dependency management manager. And then pod needs to be initialized. And then pod file needs to be include these statements. There's a pod file, if you do initialize a pod, then you may be able to see the pod files created on your the applications. And where there is a pod file, this pod file should include this, and then pod needs to be installed. Only one thing that you need to be aware in this case, there's a workspace file particularly generated, so you have to click that specific ones, which is a little different from what we have done so far. So we'll get that points a little bit. So this is a storyboard work, right? So you need to import YouTube underscore iOS underscore player underscore help. And then you can see YouTube, YT, which is YouTube player view. This is UI. So you need to create so one view for this. And into that UI, you need to do here view did load. So you have to load that ones, particular ones. And of course, you have to do here user scripted sandboxings. This is something that you could do: play video and pause videos. If you have any issue like this, troubleshootings, it says failure of something here. Sandbox denies your access. Then you have to add on your info here on top of this. Then you have here build setup, and then you need to add. No, not add. You need to find out user script sandboxing. This probably was yes. Therefore, you have that issue. So you have to turn this no. Then it should work. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing that you need to do. So we'll do. Let's get to the work. Okay. So app, and then we can do. First, we will do render website first. Okay, website. Storyboard, Swift, storage none. Click yes into a specific directory, and make sure that the info needs to be first. We have to include your app transport security settings. Hit return, and then under this app transport security settings, there's a plus button. No, this is not. We need to run it. Okay, you have to click this to the down arrow, and then plus. Here you need to do plus sign. Yeah, and allow arbitrary load. So you need to change that to yes. Okay. So your app is ready to receive the content from the internet through the transport layer communications. And first, the thing that you need to do is to come here. Okay. So we need to put here web view. So I need to bring this web view here. We haven't done much how we can do this settings, constraint settings. So let's do here. What it does is that how I can make this. The UI on left side, I want to put there's no the intervals from left end to this UI, and from the right end also I want to put 0. On top, I want to say maybe 45 points from top, and then to the bottom, from the bottom I want to put there 45 again, or you can do 145 if you want. a little bit higher, and then set that. Then you can see this. This is the from bottom, this is from left, right, and from the top. This is your web view. And I want to connect that web view to our code. There's a view controller here. This is ours, right? So holding down control and bring that here. And you can say web view, I would say web, my web. Okay. And then close this. This web view may not be available unless we import WebKit. So WebKit is imported, therefore we do not have any issue. As I said here, we need to get WebKit UI delegates. This should be also something that we need to inherit from there. So we need to do load view. There we need to configure it. So let our config equals web WK web view. Oh, we need to do configuration, right? We need to do configuration. Here, web view configuration. That is interface. So we need to get that. And then our this object, our UI, W view web needs to be an object of web view and framing configuration. And frame, we can simply say 0. And the configuration is our configuration here, config. So that I can put config. And then we do web view UI delegate needs to be itself. And then view equals wview web. So view is loaded in this way. And then in this view did load, we need to specify our URL. So which URL that I want to view. You can, of course, receive user interactions. You can do that on your own. So URL, and I want to get it from string, here string, simple ones. So http://scysecure.org, simple ones. But you can receive this from text field if you want. You can do that. I put there hard coded. And then we need to set up a request. That is a URL request. In this URL request, I want to get the URL. This URL is nothing but my URL. And then finally, wview web that I need to load. Load what? Request. Okay. I think this is it. So if we change this to iPhone 15 Pro and start to build. Oops, here. Yeah, I need to put question, the exclamation mark. So yeah, this is the website, right? Some of the website that I taught, we didn't update this often, right? But if I click here, then I can put anything. Then you can. Hello, everyone. I'm going to introduce to you how to use the loop. Yeah, this is this starts from our the web page. Okay. So I'm going to close this. So we built one. Next thing that I want to build is YouTube only. Okay, so I would say render YouTube video. So far so good, and I want to save this. Same thing here. I need to include app transport security settings. Hit enter. I need to change this to down arrow and then plus sign and allow arbitrary load, and then value to it should be yes. And then here we have a main. Similarly, I want to put here I don't think we need to put anything, but simply we put here, and then let's start with the simple ones. So WebKit needs to be included, and then here let WebView YouTube, that's a variable, and then WebKit view frame and configuration. We need to put frame only, so frame only. And in that frame, we can do view.frame. These are simple things. And then view.add subview. That is WebView YouTube. And then we can do variable my URL. It's nothing but URL. And then it should be string here. That's https://www.youtube.com/embed/ okay, and then we need to put here some values. I would say here variable video ID, that is a string. So I want to put a video ID here as a sample, and that video ID needs to be added here. Video ID. Then my URL is defined, and then we can define request. Request is a URL request that receives URL. URL is nothing but my URL. And then we do WebView YouTube .load. There's a request that needs to be loaded. I think this is things that we could do. Here again, we have to exclamation mark, and I need to enter here something. So what I will do, you can set up anything that you want to. Let's say,
hello guys, welcome back to my
one of the URL that I want to show here. Let's say this is a URL that you guys know, right? So I want to have here the video ID is this. This is up to here. That is the URL that we'll use, and then view equals followed by the video ID before %, here. So that needs to be highlighted and copy it. And I want to put that here. Okay. And then set up my iPhone Pro and emulate it. Okay, this is Hi everyone. I wanted to recall the topic that we discussed last week, how we can download the data as a JSON format from a remote server and to display on the table view on your iPhones. In order to access the remote Why? Server destination, save list TV. I want to make sure this save list TV is still that one. I believe that is still right. So that we have section needs to be a little bit well organized, and this is horizontal. Remember, this is my recordings for the previous session. So we have to put here in. Yeah. And back here, I need to do some of the work there. Remember that here, the table, I need to do did select, right? So if I do did select row at, right, did select row at. Interesting. So what we will do here again, we need to get the destinations. So let destination collections that comes from storyboard dot instantiates with the identifier. Okay, so I want to stop that here. Okay, next thing is the other approach. Remember that we did two approaches, right? We're going to use a WebKit. That's what we used so far. So using WebKit, we first to display the web page, and then specific the YouTube video clips. And the other one is that we are going to use the YouTube iOS Player Helper library. As I said, it needs to install the pseudogem install Cocoa parts. So I need to bring up the terminal. I did that already, but let me do once more. Pseudogem install Cocoa pods. Cocoa pods is application level dependence management program. Okay. It takes time. Meanwhile, I'm going to here, the next step is to initialize the Cocoa pods at your project directory. So what it means is that we have to start the project, right? So I want to project here, and next render YouTube using iOS using Cocoa PC. No, not PC. Cocoa project, right? So let's call it this way, and storyboard script. Okay. Okay. All right. Again, I need to include app transport security settings. Hit enter and turn this arrow to down and plus sign and allow arbitrary load. This value needs to be turned to yes. And that view controller. So we're going to code something here. I want to push this a little bit aside. Yeah, it is done. One gem installed, and it says I need to switch to that project directory, which I have here. This is the ones, right? So I need to get info. Where? I think this is it. So I want to copy the path name, change directory, iOS apps. I need to change it even further. What is the directory right now? Render YT Cocoa. So I need cd render YT Cocoa. Right now, but we have only render YT Cocoa and render YT Cocoa X code project. We need to have here rather than, yeah, so we'll find out something. Next step here is pod init. So we need to do previously. Now we have one more, right? We have a pod files created. So we need to do pod file. Open pod file. Is this open pod file? Yeah, open pod file. It's not pod file. Open pod file. And then I want to add this. Oops. I need to type it. So here, pod YouTube iOS dash player helper 1.0, and don't forget pod. This automatically changes to okay, player YouTube iOS player help. Okay, and I want to save it. Command S, save. Make sure pod okay, and the next one is pod install. Let's see. Yeah, it is installed. We have so many others here, right? So it is successfully installed. Okay, so next thing is that we need to import that to our project. So I want to bring here, according to that. I think first into main here, I can make option and plus sign here. I want to make label and call it video ID. Enter, and then text field. I'm gonna make also button, and bottom here I want to call it play. Over the background color, oops, I want to make this, then foreground should be black. Okay, all right, I want to make it a little bigger. System bold, let's say 25. Okay, a little bit bigger. I want to make another button. Make it pause, background, brown, foreground, black. Make this system and bold. Size is 25, same as play. Make that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want the user to enter the video ID here, and click this to play and click this to pause. It's a little better way. Let's see what I would do. I need to import to that into this. Okay, so I need to do import doesn't recognize me. See what happens. Open your storyboard, drag UI view to your controller. Set the class of UI view to YT player view. Okay, so we forgot to do something here. So what we'll do here, and I want to bring, as it says, UI view. Where is it? My here. Okay, I'll put here UI view. Okay, bring this UI view here. I want to make that UI view a little bit here. I want to close this. And this UI view class should be here. UI view controller, set the class of identity inspector. Yeah, YT player view. YT player view is not yet ready. YT player view. Should be YT. YT. I'm not sure it is. YT player view. YT player. I just typed it. I'm not sure if it works. YT player view. Let's see. I'm not sure it works. Okay, I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna make this here. This program and this. Okay, then I can say YouTube view. Connect. YouTube view connect. Cannot find that. Okay, now we need to put the import. YouTube iOS underscore I need to search. Please close. Oh, okay. Yeah. What I will do here, we should not play that here. Close this. And then when we open this, now we need to work here. Rather than Xcode the project, we need to do this. That's what it is. All right. And here, now we have these parts available, right? And render that, and here view controller. Now we don't have any problem, right? I think so. And here, yeah, very nicely. So we need to work on this. Rather than, remember here, rather than using Xcode project, we need to do XC workspace. I forgot that. That is the reason. All right. So once we have that, then we need to have a variable video ID string equals, we need to do initialize it, and on our okay, and then now from there we need to bring this guy, bring here, and we can call it TF text field video ID and connect. So we have a view, YouTube view, and text field view ID. And then this guy needs to be, we have two buttons, right? So I want to put this here. I want to say play video. And this guy should be pause video. Connect. Okay. So I have these two already connected. Close this. And then we need to do some of the code here. And on this video player, we need to do, if it is a player, then we need to self dot this video ID needs to be read from text field video ID and text. I want to say that. And then YouTube view, and then I need to do load. And with your video ID, I want to put here video ID. And then YouTube view, then we need to do play video. Nice. And if it is pause, then we simply do YouTube view and then pause video. I think this is it. Setting up a little bit. It needs a little bit of work. And once it is set up, then we simply we can make it a little more nicer. I want to change this to Pro. Oops, failed. Why it is failed? Oh, now troubleshootings. So go back here. We need to go to build settings, and then there is a our sandbox. User sandbox is currently yes, so we need to check to no, and then run. It is a succeed. Okay, so I want to see one specific ID that we
change the
have.
segue.
I want to take that ID and then play. Okay, play.
Hi everyone. I wanted to recall the topic that we discussed last week.
And if I do pause, it pause, play. Play is not really.
From this button.
And I do. Play was not really properly. Let's see what happens. Oh, when I do this, when I play button, it reads from the beginning. That may be the reason, right? So what we need to do is we need to push this to here. Then when it is first loaded, nothing is loaded. Let's see what happens. I want to copy this. And play. It should be loaded first, and then we can do something else, right? And probably I can make one more here, and push this a little bit. Oops, not this together. We need this and this. And I want to make here another button. And this button here, I'll simply call it load. Okay. Okay. And I want to make here this load should be btn load. Okay. And when it is loaded, then I can say here, this should be loaded. So one step further. And then we can play. Here again, copy and paste here and load it. Is loaded and play.
Hi everyone. I wanted to recall
Then that is
the topic
played
that we discussed last week.
and pause and play.
How we can download
Yeah.
the data.
So we
as,
make one more
like,
button,
JSON,
load, and then.
format from a remote server.
All right,
And to
this is
display,
it. Thanks so much.
on the table view on your iPhone.